26,000 square miles.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack without actually finding the haystack. But one local aviation expert says that search could have been shortened dramatically. Channel 2's Blake Essig explains. Blake.
Mike, Rebecca, imagine being able to track a plane anywhere in the world in real time. Well, that technology exists, and it could have helped search teams now looking for missing Malaysia plane flight number 370. For several weeks, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 has dominated headlines.
On the broadcast tonight, a stunning turn of events in the hunt for that missing plane. It's been 3 weeks tonight.
Questions, speculation, and guesswork.
Day 26 in the mystery of Flight 370.
But still, no answers.
We find ourselves in a difficult position, and I repeat the question that the families peacefully want answered is the question we simply do not have the answer to, namely where their loved ones are and where is MH370.
While the search continues for the 239 passengers and crew members aboard the 777 aircraft, one overriding question persists. How does a jetliner go missing in this day and age?
Quite honestly, I'm a little bit frustrated. If blood isn't spilled, things don't change.
Especially when technology that can be used to track planes in real time has existed for more than a decade.
Yeah, we would have known exactly where the signal ended and the altitude the aircraft was at when it ended. And if that coincided with sea level, then you have the definition of a ground impact of some sort.
The technology that Skip Nelson is referring to is called ADS-B, or Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast. It was developed right here in Alaska and is now in use in Fiji, China, and other parts of the world.
It's been around since the late 1990s. Alaska pioneered what became the first successful large-scale program. We called it the Alaska Region Capstone Program.
Back then, the program relied solely on ground stations like this one of 600 already in place across the United States.
This is what the FAA used to build the first ADS-B ground stations in the world.
Stations that require the plane be located in about 200 miles in order to transmit critical flight information to air traffic controllers and other planes equipped with the same technology.
If he were out in the middle of the Gulf of Alaska, 300 miles away, we wouldn't see him.
Over the past few years, ADS-B technology started using satellites to track planes in more remote locations where ground stations are not available. Nelson says the extra capability is relatively inexpensive in aviation terms, $20,000 to $25,000, which includes installation.
And then the recurring costs, the data costs, nothing. You're talking $120, $160 from Seattle to Tokyo Narita, 1 second reporting, 300-foot accuracy all the way across.
Offering the ability to monitor a plane from just about any place on the face of the earth.
Man, it's the future. It's the future.
The technology transmits about 100 pieces of data every second, using 2 small antennas attached to the plane, one about the size of a smartphone.
Type, squawk, altitude, position, heading, speed.
Data that Nelson says could have led investigators to nearly the exact location of Malaysia Flight 370 moments after it went missing.
If a system similar to ours had been on the airplane, we would have had the capability to have known where it was within about 300 feet during its entire flight until electric power ceased on board the aircraft for whatever reason.
The technology isn't currently required by the Federal Aviation Administration, but change is coming. In 2010, the FAA mandated that all aircraft operating in U.S. airspaces will be required to carry ADS-B equipment by the year 2020. A system that could potentially answer questions in similar tragedies, and even offer closure when other details remain unanswered. Along with the system's GPS tracking capability, Nelson says airlines could potentially save big money on fuel costs because routes could be more direct between takeoff and destination.